Good morning all. Welcome to the Breakfast Show, Trading Idea with SMARTRobie, and it's Friday 8th of October. As we said before, the month of October is definitely going to be full of challenges as we've seen. As such, we have corrections, and the KLCI finally did turn green pentagon, and we will check it out in today on our breakfast show. Let's get on to what we have for you this morning. That's right. Now this morning we are in the advanced user, so we assume some of you have some experience between in the market, has played a bit, have made some money and lost some money, and trying to look for new ideas, and that's where SMARTRobie can hide you. And we appreciate if you could share this video in your timeline so more people can enjoy our talk in here. And definitely a lot of people has gone back to work, and probably if you're watching this in the evening, a very good evening to you, but you may miss out some of the best trade in the morning. That's right. Now let's look at what we have for you in our headline, and today we will be looking at some of our intraday alert using ST2. That's right, for our breakfast show. And in our morning news headline, definitely we are looking for the 12th Malaysia plan that we've seen in Malaysia so far. The government are looking to have a higher projection, and we all know during this COVID-19 a lot of the economy hasn't opened yet, and right now Klang Valley is starting to open up, and that's why we have a heavy traffic that we've seen so far going in, and the government is looking to grow somewhere between 4.5 and 5.5%, so which means we need all of you, those of you watching tonight, to really go out and spend, buy, travel, and of course the travel bubble that is in Langkawi, it seems to be some success in here, and that is going to be pointing. So going forward it's going to be challenging, but no doubt, as you can see in our KLCI website, let me just show you here, switching back to KLSCI and hitting SMARTRobie, and here, and you can see right now on top of me we have already green pentagon. That's right, you see the green pentagon has already come in, and it's time to be buying. That's right. All right, so it's time to buy. So let's get started, shall we? So the next stock that we have is Dialog Outlook. Okay, Dialog Outlook continue to be improving. Now we all know, right, next week I'll be doing a talk on the Dialog sense in here. So we have seen market really propel. You've seen Dialog, very similar to what we see in the KLCI. That stock has really moved up a fair bit. Okay, and as such, let's take a look at where we are on the wider screen here. So you can see from, let's type in Dialog. Okay, now we have here Dialog, and oh, I missed out the O, that's right. Okay, we click on here, Dialog, and we hold on to stock chart, stock comment in here. So what do we see here? Definitely we got this market, that's right, this market really heading up. You can see since the green pentagon, the market has head back higher. And let's look at what the analysts have to say on this particular stock in here. So the analyst saying that, look, with the market opening, the Pengaran, one of the big HQ where Dialog has a lot of the deep water terminal, and they are looking for more long-term sign up. As such, the analyst is looking at this very positive. Okay, and so what does it mean? It means more business coming in. So they are also saying, look, the existing share price for the Dialog is 2 ringgit 36, but if you add on with the future expansion and some business, it will give a compelling SOP, sum of all parts, to 3 ringgit 96 cents. So on the fair price, it's about 244. It's already there, as I said before, right? So okay, there you go. So we have taken the precaution. So what does it mean? It means that we are almost there in terms of Dialog. Let's take a look at Dialog right now. $3.369. So usually when you have this kind of climatic volume, it's not surprised this market will tend to move sideways in here, trying to catch back up. Let's look at Dialog hitting the stock price, stock comment here. And you can see, oh, it's down 0.7% because yesterday Dialog has moved up 7.8% and almost up in the last 2 days. But take a look at some of the energy stocks. Use the hot sector, but I'm going to show you one faster way to check out the hot sector, which one has moved, so you can stay ahead early by using Pentagon. So make sure you stay right to the end of our show in here. Okay, let's move on to our next news. So our next news will be on glove. Now remember, a follow-up from our previous stock in our live AFB, all the glove stocks seems to be heading downwards in here, but the glove has certainly turned green, Pentagon. So you can see here, this article from the TA Security talk about the ASP, average selling price, which has been on the decline 8 to 12%. So a lot of people are saying, look, if the prices are coming down, many of them are withholding it, so they are looking for some sort of a base, just like a stock that is sliding without any attempt to stop it. So they want to hit it a base so they can start to accumulate. So this time frame they're talking about for rubber glove will be likely, if I read from here, it's going to be next year, 2022. But as such, in here, the early first quarter of 2022, which is next year. So as such, Top Glove management has revised its end capacity to 100 billion glove compared to 110, and so things are starting to look positive. So following that, with this earning forecast, TA Securities has maintained a buy call on Hartalega and Kosan with a target price of 7.11. And then let's take a look this morning at Hartalega. Okay, so I'll just do this over here. So we click on Hata, switching to a wider chart. So stock chart, stock comment, and so you can see Hata has already stopped and start building a base in here. And usually I like this kind of base building in here. So once the volume tend to be low, you will see a breakout in here. So usually you don't wait until next year quarter lah. I think November, maybe end of October. But watch out, your return green, Pentagon. Next up movement is going to be there. Besides, the rubber glove already turned green, Pentagon. And how do I know about that? I'm going to show you right to the end. Let's move on to our next news. So our next news is on Unisem. Now Unisem continued to be very favorable due to the bullish outlook that was given by the chip industry, and also looking to expand its broader base in Chengdu, right in here. They did a strategy partnership in here, and the analysts are giving it a buy call with a bonus price. Now take note, Unisem already split at $5. So if you look at Unisem chart, our back end are looking to update this in our chart, so you can see that will be a stock split, but no problem, we can always use the real-time chart in our trading view to see that. That's why you can see right below $5 in here. Let's take a look at the trading view chart here. Let's bring this up and we can adjust that. All right, that's one of the real benefit, combining the power of our Trade VSA plugin and also SMARTRobie. So we can key in Unisem. So you can see Unisem right now. Hey, guess what, right? Of course, even you don't adjust that. Okay, oh, it's been adjusted already. So if you don't adjust that, this was the stock split. You can see 2 to 1, and right now we are seeing green, Pentagon. This is actually a very nice setup because now it's around 422 here. Used to be much higher, and you still got a lot of room to swing up if we see a September in technology. Definitely, that's the one, those of you who really like tech stocks. Okay, now let's move on to our next segment, which is the US market. Now we all know US market, we're going through very difficult time. As I said before, time and time again, for those of you who has been in our segment, I've talked about the September and October, but guess what? Has October October correction been done and overdue by now? Now, if you think so, just give me a comment out there, and let's take a look at the chart right now. The Dow was surging last night, okay, and we can switch over to the KLSE here, and let's switch over to US S&P 500, and we hit on the Robie chart here, the S&P 500, and you could see last night the Dow Jones did cross higher to closing almost just short of 1%, 4399, but it hasn't turned green pentagon yet, despite what it is. This is a chart on the 6th, so akan datang, alright, just very similar the trade setup that we see in technology here. So get ready, don't be many of the so-called sleepy investor or sleepy trader. Once the market start to rally, they come in here. So the early bird get the early one, and as such that some of the members who join us in our master class, congratulations for taking the right step to have your education with us in here. I think that's the best we could do if we could see the market here. But do take note of Facebook in here, because the next story will be on Facebook. Now we all know Facebook has his slew of allegations that being not child safety, and the praise on this group of people. But like it or not, Facebook is one of the big social media apps that is used by everybody and continue to reap profit from advertising bot. Now, will this scandal able to push, because there were a reputation review for Mark Zuckerberg. Now remember, Mark Zuckerberg has the great power. He's the chairman, and he is the person that do not answer to the board but to himself in here. So is it time to look at Facebook? Now let's take a look at Facebook chart in here, number 3. So click on Facebook here, and you can see stock chart, stock comment. So it's pretty easy to get in, and you can see Facebook from where it sort of drop off. It was one time high around, then red pentagon coming, picks up very well at 375, and since then has dropped more than 75, more than 12-15%. So this is definitely a nice correction for those of you who have time to look at Facebook and being a fan of Facebook. So make sure, of course, if you like Facebook, then just use the green pentagon, check it out every night, and use this. There is a lot of opportunity, as I said before, in the US market in here. Do not neglect the US market, and many times if you play it well, there's a chance for you to make more money than the local market in here. But by combining, do take note, because of the US dollar continue to strengthen in here, you will favorable from the strengthening US dollar against weakening ringgit in here. So take note also. And also don't forget, if you go on to KLCI, just to make sure I've shown you earlier before we move on, the KLCI early on has turned green pentagon. Okay, you can see that was a green pentagon finally after 1 month, and hopefully we'll get a new rally from here. And let's take a look this morning where the market is by switching over to our Trade VSA website, where we have our live heat wave. That's right, our live heat wave showing the market is up 2.34% in here. But you can also take a look this from press metal being the early runner at 613. Okay, and usually you can also go back to the chart here and switch back to, let me just show you how to get this. You can go, this is the FBM 30 live prices. Click on that one, and you can also get the same chart here. You can see now really drilling down. Hatta is down, Dialog is down due to the surge that we see, but Top is up in here, Mr. DIY, but press metal seems to be benefiting from the metal run in here. Okay, something to take note, and just switch it back here, and you're back to this market. Very easy to use, very convenient. And also for those of you who haven't given any feedback in our Google Play Store and Apple Play Store, we do hope that you can do so. All right, now let's take a look at what we have going forward. And next is our Singapore market. Now if you go on to our Singapore market, just type SGX here, and you can see Robie chart. So right now we can look at the market sentiment in here, and you can see, yes, it's turned green pentagon. As I said before, those of you, right? It's just matter of time. Normally Singapore turn first, then Malaysia will turn. Yes, Malaysia already turned. So now we are waiting for S&P 500. Do you think S&P 500 will turn green, Pentagon? Definitely so. So all the market low. So that's why one of the benefit is using Pentagon in here to show you this market by timing in and out of the market. But the stock in play here, again, in line with the energy play, is definitely G92 China Aviation in the Singapore market in here. So what we do is just switch off here and go over the SGX. And how do I know that? Because this morning the G92 was appeared on the green Pentagon. Oh, sorry, on the Pentagon guider here. So you can click on Pentagon guider and you can see right here China Aviation. It's one of the 62% only, you can see, right? So that's a very ideal entry. So hit G92, hit stock chart, stock comment here, and you can see right at the base turning green Pentagon in here. This is coming out from a very flat base, very similar to the top club setup in here, and that's what you want to be getting into this kind of stocks in here. When the market start to run up, that's where you want to buy. But I think that many of you who are listening here would probably know how to set up, but definitely you want to use some of our Trade VSA plugin tool to get you stay ahead. Now let's move on to our next story in here. Will definitely be our leaderboard. Now last week, take note, our Zicon. Okay, so let's take a look at our Zicon here. So Zicon, and if you look at last week, on the 1st of October, it did pull back, but the market has cracked back up again. Look at this nice closing in here. You do have volume in here, so this one, it looks like it's progressing well. You have about 5% up from here onwards, so that's looking certainly very good. So because now, why? Very simple, the green Pentagon, remember the green Pentagon on our KLCI has certainly turned in here, and as such, this is why the market is turning. It's time to go out and start buying, but make sure you have the right education and the right tool, and definitely using some of our tools here will get you up and running in here. All right, let's look at what we have for you this week. The episode 124 is HB Global. All right, let's take a look at HB Global and plan up the here's the advanced trading plan here. Now this advanced trading plan is a very basic one. Of course, in our educational package we have a bit more detail that will definitely help you more compared to the difference, because if you think what we have here is good, wait until you come and attend some of our Zoom session as well as our paid courses. So let's look at the market that we have. Let's look at HB Global. So this is HB Global coming up from a low base, and we have a nice spring here. This market will have a chance for it to develop its trade. Okay, so we are coming up from a very low base, and that's why this morning this market picks up in here. Okay, so let's look at the weekly basis. So weekly basis we have NS and also a spring here, so that's pretty good. So you can say that. So that's why it's important. I highly recommend for you to get the plugin so you can change all the SMARTRobie chart into weekly chart here. Okay, so we have weekly chart okay. Just now there was an NS, you could see it's missing. This is due to the stock fluctuation, so it's really real time. You can see the indicator has spring and has not turned green Pentagon yet. Okay, so let's switch back to a daily chart. Okay, turn Pentagon. Okay, also because we are today we are doing here, let's go and look at the market for the hourly chart here. Okay, you can see market just touching back the big moving average here. You can see here, okay, and we can also put hourly break to the major MA, okay, which is at 0.26 cents. Okay, switch back to daily chart. SMARTRobie is turning green, Pentagon on 0.26. Okay, important price level. So one of the things that we do in important price level is to switch over to HB Global and look at the trading plan. Okay, HBGLOB. So look at the trading plan here, and you could see R1, R2. Okay, so those are your important price level in here. So we have R1 at 0.28 and R2 at 0.036. So that could be likelihood your profit target. Okay, but I think this morning the market has moved up. You can see here 8% in here. We will see a bit of pullback like what we saw period from Zikon, so take note of it. You might want to wait for the market to pull back a bit or go in early. Okay, go in early because we only got this around 10 o'clock, so you can go this in early and check what is there. Okay, why market can move higher? What's the volume here? Yes, we have higher volume. You can see volume previously is now higher. Okay, so last support, so let's look at the last support here. We can switch over to the exit strategy, and the last support here is we have here is resistance 24 cents. You can see, right? S1, see S1 24 cents, which is here. Yeah, 24 cents looks pretty good. We don't want to go too low. Okay, and this could be our weekly, and what's the high there is 28 cents. So let's take a look at what we see so far. Okay, now you notice the green pentagon for our hourly chart will run for like a few days only. So we want to give this about 7 days. Okay, 4 to 7 bars, daily bars. Okay, all right, so that's how our trading plan. So make sure you read those charts and follow them on the hourly basis. Okay, if you have that, if the market were to move lower, hit your cut loss, then you want to be out. All right, so that's one of the trades that we have, and let me save this, and possibly just like what we've seen Zikon before, we will come back next week and look at it. All right, let's look at the overall our Pentagon guider. What is the performance so far? Now the market, as I said before, has turned green Pentagon, so finally we could get back in, but yet those two trades that we have continue to make money, 8%. So my question to you, how has been your portfolio? Is your portfolio stuck? Are you going to get it start moving in here? And let us help you. So an update that we have that we usually do is what we do, find a system that works for you. What is a system that works for you, and how can you maximize? Do you invest yourself from learning from the best, learning from our coaches, learning from our trainer in here, and in our community we learn to support ourselves. So do join our community in here, because that's the only way we can change and we can grow. As such, I want to share with you real time using real money, and right now we have two very good trades. Pestec continue to move here. Now we have this before, as I said before, we follow the fixed trading rules that we have, and this is something that we showcase in our Zoom session in here. And TN Logistics is just down slightly, but overall the portfolio rate. So let's hope this market eventually will hit our target, right? 30% for Pestec, and we will be up, start moving to double digit. As I said before, we don't do anything during the market is weaker, but right now the market is good. We are looking to open up 2 more trades. Okay, 2 more trades for our KLCI, and if the trade do work out, we will do pretty well for the year. So that's how you want to do it. So let me ask you, what is your plan going forward if the market is good? All right, and of course one plan is definitely to get our plugin in here to be informed. So I want to share with you one of our very good tools that we have showcased and continue to showcase to the members. And once you log in, you can go over to the screener and look for KLSE sector screener. So when you click on that, that's the one you come out. So this is the new screener. As I said before, our trade VSA tools continue to improve. And what's more important is this is the part where we can see which one has turned green pentagon. You can see and percentage from the green pentagon. So if you look here, you can sort it out. Plantation was the one that's moved. So you can click on here. You can see 3 months. There was the green pentagon. So this is where the sectors, okay, starting to move from. So once you know which are the green pentagon, and remember in SMARTRobie, we kept it to very simple, just 5. But here you could see all 5. And what you want to do is just to look at the small percentage, the one that hasn't run yet. And the one that hasn't run is definitely energy. Okay, another one would be what we talked about earlier on. Energy is the one that I run. You can see it's 1 point. Plantation already started to run. So which means if you want to trade those plantation stocks, plantation have what we call a trend behind it. And it's only started about 2 days ago. Consumer 20 days ago since the green pentagon. And this is definitely one you can switch on to 3 months, 6 months, and year to date. So this is something that is not available in SMARTRobie, but it's on our dashboard in here. Check it out. Let us know what you think, and it will help you to spot out and ride on the next wave of growth in here. All right, so this is updated daily basis in here. There are a lot more things inside here. When we have time in our Trade VSA showcase, we will definitely show this to you more, and something that I'll do very regularly in our breakfast show, because I want to stay with the right trend. Okay, stay with the right trend in here. So I hope you like what we have, and do give us a feedback at the end of this. And also for upcoming talk next Wednesday will be the focus on energy stock. What are stocks good to look at? And definitely we'll do that exercise, the KLSE sector, to look for stocks. And following for our Zoom session, which are part of our SMARTRobie education program, twice a month we will do 2 either technical fundamentals education program, how to find multi-bagger stocks, and also comparing the art of war, Sun Tzu, Warren Buffett in here. The link to join them, it's right at below. So make sure you click on the link and register for our Zoom session in here for our Start the Day workshop. And don't forget, do join our Telegram and do share this so you get a lot of research, education material to help you to become a better trader. And don't forget to join our YouTube channel in here. And right now, we're going to go on to our stock review, the usual Friday stock review that we have. And if you have any stocks you want me to look at, feel free and do let us know. Okay? Okay, if there's no stocks, thank you for coming, and do hope that you can able to go over to our Google Play Store, the screen that you see, and give us a review. We really appreciate in here. If not, I'll see you next Monday for our breakfast show. There won't be any Zoom session this weekend because we just finished the masterclass, but the next following weekend we have something for you. So make sure you registered right at the below comment in there for our Zoom session, and I'll see you again. And have a nice day. Thank you for listening again.